guys, so before I start the car up, I just wanted to explain basically what had happened within that time frame of 14 months. So basically, originally I had snapped 2 of the exhaust manifold studs, and then I got one of the studs out on cylinder 1 fine, and then there was a stud on cylinder 5 that I couldn't quite get out properly, and I ended up drilling it, and I just completely messed the head up. Then I had to pick up this other head, which actually some kid with a Skyline had it. He swapped his RB20 for an RB25, so I took his RB20 head, and then basically I have a couple Instagram clips that I'm going to put in the video, but this one, he said it was like a high mile Ibizu like missile car, basically, the Skyline that he had bought. So this head was in pretty rough shape. It had 3 broken exhaust studs in the head, which I pulled out fine this time. I did a leak down test on the head. A couple of valves were bent, and I sent it off to the machine shop. I had it resurfaced, and he also did a valve job on it. I forgot exactly how much I had to shave off the head, but it was a pretty large amount. And then on the other hand, I also put in an OEM RB20 head gasket. When you get your head gasket in the mail, and this is what it looks like. It's all bent up. Sick. And I just got OEM studs too, but I have the gasket that was originally in this car, or in this engine. That was an upgraded multi-layer steel head gasket, and also it explains why I may have been having like my overheating issues, because the actual cooling jackets on that head gasket were like half the size as the cooling jackets on the OEM head gasket, which I don't know, I'm sure there's a reason for it, but I'm not really sure why. But yeah, so basically I'm just gonna play the Instagram clips that I had got, and I'll probably pull out that head too, so I can show you guys just how much I messed up that the head that came off this car. Alright guys, so here's the head that had originally come off the engine here. As you can see, that's the stud from cylinder 5 that I completely destroyed. So here's the head flipped over, and this is the multi-layered steel gasket that had come on my engine. So basically, the engine I had bought had been modified a little bit from the previous owner. Had the RB25 turbo on it, and it had this head gasket on it. But basically, if you look at the size of the oil passages and the cooling passages there, you can see that they're really like half the size. Especially the these jackets down here, they're tiny. Look at that. And then up top, I could definitely see that being a reason why I was having such high water temps at first. So with the OEM gasket, I should be running a little bit cooler, hopefully. Ever since I did the tucked rad with the radiator fan, the clutch fan on there, then I didn't have an issue with cooling, but hopefully the OEM gasket will just give me a little bit more of like a safe zone. And then these guys right here, these head alignment dowel pins. So right after I had reassembled this engine, I had forgot to put these goddamn pins in. So about a week ago, I lifted the whole the head again, not the engine, just the head, and then I had to put in 2 new dowel pins. And you know, I'm really glad that I had realized I forgot these before I started the motor, just because then, you know, the head can shift like a millimeter in each direction and kind of mess things up. So thankfully I was just watching a video and I had found that I forgot to include these. Also guys, another problem I had when I was doing this, I had actually snapped the intake cam, and I think I have a piece of it over here. But now I have, since I bought another set, I have this spare exhaust cam. Sorry about trash laying around. But basically, as you can see, now I'm in the poor lighting, but this cam just snapped in half. There's the back. And then this here is the front portion in which the cam gear had connected to. And it just snapped right there. Yeah, that made me very happy when that happened. Also, I'm sorry to keep you guys waiting again, but I can't drive this car at the moment. It's not registered or insured yet. So basically, this is just going to show me cranking over the engine and having it run on its own. Everything needs to be readjusted. Just the I got to get a timing light, and I got to get a multimeter for the throttle position sensor, just so it's running good. But yeah, also another thing, I may have found why my why my RB20 wasn't backfiring, because I made in a previous video that I'm disappointed how my car doesn't spit flames like everyone else's. But basically, look at how ugly this freaking throttle cable mount is. I gotta get a new one. This is from my KA, and I actually just rebent it so that it works for this application here. But the throttle body was never closing all the way, so that could have been why it wasn't shooting flames. But also my catch can is not set up. I have to get different lines. But and also I want to get everything to be like cleaned up. This is disgusting. And my brake booster is all rusty. Yuck. This thing has become less and less clean since I got my hands on it. I feel like I don't even deserve the title One Clean S13 anymore. I gotta change my YouTube name. Ratchet Garage. Alright guys, so I got a new battery put in. I just did it today. Yesterday I had all 4 of my wisdom teeth removed, so if you hear me talking a little weird, that's why. But here we go.